Hello everyone, welcome to Self Love You. I am Jenna Ryan, and this is my channel where we learn to love ourselves. This is not just my channel, this is our channel, and it's becoming more of a community every day. I'm so excited. Today's topic is going to be the third character trait that someone who is inclined to get involved with a narcissist or a psychopath or somebody on that spectrum, the third character trait that Sandra L. Brown talks about in her book, and it's called over-emotional investment. Over-emotional investment. So we're going to talk about the dangers and some of the concerns and considerations with over-emotional investment in relationships for those of us who are on a healing journey to learn to love ourselves more. And you can never love yourself too much. There's no one out there that can say, I love myself. Well, I take that back. You can love yourself too much, but that's not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to people who maybe have some healing, some need to heal and learn to love yourself more. So first I want to tell you, oh my goodness. We had our first conference call, Zoom call last night. 8:30 p.m. Wednesday nights. It's a very small group. It's only 5 people in the group. I do have some space open, so if you're interested, come in. But we had the first one, and I want to testify that it was very awesome to me. Those of you who were in the group, can I hear an amen? That was like, wow, I can see where that's heading. I can see some true healing that's going to go on, and I can see how my work is actually unfolding in people's hearts, and it's just so incredibly inspiring. I'm blown away. One-on-one coaching is what I'm doing too. Every time I talk to someone from Australia or LA, wherever, I'm just like blown away with how much growth you've had, how much you love yourself, how much you're working on yourself, how much insight you have, and I am blown away by you guys. So definitely, we're going to grow this thing. So we're in quarantine in USA, in Texas, where I live. So who knows what's going to happen with these roots if they don't let me out to go get my hair done. We're in lockdown. So that's why I just decided, hey, I'm going to do some self-love work on the videos. I still sell the real estate, so if you're my real estate client, don't you worry. I got you. I'm going to take good care of you. But I'm also going to take care of my hobby, my heart, and really work with you guys on a weekly call. So here's the thing, special announcement before I get to the topic today is that we are going to do a weekly call at 12 p.m. on Fridays, and it's going to be for everyone. It's going to be, I can see 100 people being in there. We're going to have a group call where we're going to motivate one another, where I'm going to be doing some sort of teaching motivation of getting us through the week and connecting and staying connected and staying healing and staying healthy. And I think that it will be wonderful for all of us. I think it will be so good. You log into the call or not, you pay a monthly fee, and I'm excited. So I'm setting all of that up on selfloveyou.net. However, that's not ready yet. So if you want to be on the ground floor and get in right now, it's not that expensive. So you're welcome to just test it out. It'll be amazing, I promise. Every Friday at 12. It will be very specific and very centered on self-love, personal development, self-care, healing journey. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen. And I'm super excited. Email me at selfloveyouonline@gmail.com if you're interested in that. Okay, so today's topic is over-emotional investment. This is something that is dangerous, that you want to watch what you're doing. You want to watch where you're invested. Where are you putting your emotional eggs? Are you putting all of your eggs in one basket? Are you putting your eggs in a worthy basket? Are you even keeping track of where your eggs are? Where are your eggs? What basket are you putting your stuff in? How much are you emotionally invested in this person, that person, this person, this person? How much does that person that you are connected to, how much are they controlling your emotions? How much are they controlling your life? You really want to disconnect and learn to detach, learn to operate in life, not in a clinging way where you're clinging to everything, but rather, as my mother always said, you're doing this. You're doing this. You're not clinging. There's no need to cling because you're not afraid that you're not going to get what you need. And that's why people overly emotionally invest, is because they feel like, because they didn't get their needs met in childhood, no fault of the parent did the best they could, but for whatever reason, they didn't get those core needs met. And so they end up giving everything in a codependent way to someone who is potentially not healthy for them. So all the people that I coach, we all are working on ourselves, and we all have pretty much an issue with somebody who's a narcissist or someone who is toxic or someone who we give too much to. We give ourselves up. We give ourselves away. We don't know how to hold on to ourselves. And that's what we're working on. I say I've done a ton of work on this, and that's why people listen to me talk about it, because I've done a ton of work and I understand where we're going and where it all is. It's just awesome. It's excellent. I'm so excited, y'all. Okay. So over emotional investment. I just want you to think about this. If you even just start thinking about it, you don't even need a lot of instruction because you already have all of this on the inside of you. And I'm just kind of pinging and kind of giving you some vocabulary and some ways that you can begin talking to yourself and some self-talk and say, am I overly invested in this person, in this person's opinion? Or do I have a center? Am I rooted and grounded in my core? Am I, my core, which we'll get into in future videos, who I am, my feelings, my values, my thoughts, my decisions, my beliefs? That's me, because I love myself. I am tuned in, tapped on. What is that Abraham Hicks says? Tuned in, tapped in, turned on. I'm in my groove. I am doing my thing, and I have my blinders on, and if I want to let you through the door for a minute, I will, but I'm easily able to disconnect and not feel anxious, and I'm able to go, boom. And if I feel like somebody's pulling me, you can begin to feel the different relationships you have with people, with things, with institutions, and you can feel like the news right now trying to pull you into a place that's lacking peace, out of your peace. If you have, restrictions put upon you by traumatic experiences like, what we're going through in the world today with the situation I'm not going to name on the video, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's pulling you, your troubles, your worries, you're overly investing in the trouble or worry, overly investing in the narcissist, overly investing in the psychopath, overly investing in your best friend. You can even overly invest in good friends. You don't really want to overly invest in anyone. You want to kind of spread your investment out. Where do I put my investment? I want to put my investment where I'm going to get the most return. And those of us who have been in a relationship with a narcissist know that whenever you give to someone who is more inclined to take, then you're going to be depleted. And that's what happens with the narcissist, because they love bomb you and get you to a position to where you are giving everything that you have to them, right? Do y'all know what I'm saying? Who knows what I'm saying? That's what we do. So that's what we don't want to do. That's what you want. You want to work on that. You want to make sure that you're balanced. You want to be a balanced person, and you want to balance in all areas. You want to balance on, how much time you spend with your significant other. If you meet someone that you like, you want to balance how much time you're putting in and allowing them to be in your life. You have a right to take a step back and just go do your own thing. You have a right. Not only do you have a right, you have, oh gosh, you've got to do this. You've got to take care of yourself emotionally and physically and mentally and spiritually. You have to take care of you. Don't give everything away to someone else like they're your God. Don't worship another person. Don't overly emotionally invest. Because if you do, it can make you, very sick. It can make you physically ill to give too much to someone. You want to give You want to weigh what you're giving and what you're getting in return. And you want the relationships in your life to be balanced and equal. And ideally, you want people that are very nourishing, and you can be nourishing to them, and you can toss the ball back and forth in a way that is healthy and good for both of you. If you are overly emotionally investing, that means you're going through with blind trust. You know, they could be lying to you. You're not going to question them. Even if, and another thing about being overly emotionally invested, what it is that we are in love with the fantasy of who someone is or who they were in the beginning. And now that they've passed the love bombing stage, if you need to know about that, go to my other videos. They're past the love bombing stage, and now you are giving everything. You are, your sun sets and your sun rises on this person. And if they're happy, you're happy. If they're not, you're not. They're able to control you in a drop of a hat. They're able to say something, and they know where your wounds are, so they're able to poke you and cause you to get into alignment with what their will is, so that they can take from you. This can be financial. This can be all sorts of ways. You just want to be very careful and take inventory. Take inventory of the friendships you have and the relationships and how much you're giving and taking. And make sure that you take a step back and come also from a higher perspective. That higher perspective is your higher self within. It's like the wise mind in mindfulness training. It's like the higher self. It's like the inner parent, just the higher self, and come from a higher perspective. And as if you can also look at yourself mindfully with that your mind's eye, and you can look at how you are reacting, interacting, and engaging in that relationship. And you can say, okay, I think it might be the teeter-totter might be teetering. We overly emotionally invest because of our inner immaturity. It requires maturity to be able to stand firm and sit with the negative emotion that can occur with the uncertainty. Uncertainty is a difficult one. I think that's a huge thing. We have to deal with the uncertainty and sit with uncertainty, knowing that we're certain within ourselves, so that we don't feel like we're forced, required, or that we're not good enough, so we have to overinvest, or we're less than, so we've got to give way, way more. Or we don't feel like we're empty, because when you feel full and amazing, you don't want to overinvest. You want to spend some of that on yourself, because you have a whole self. You have a full life. You have other interests that truly trip your trigger. I'm talking interests that get you excited. So a lot of times, have you ever seen anyone? I've never done this. Have you ever seen anyone that was like, they meet a new person and you suddenly never see them again because they're all wrapped up in that person. They're overly emotionally invested, and then come to find out that person is toxic, and they are incapable at that point they don't have a self. Kind of like Harry and Meghan. Meghan came in and he has invested in her everything. I mean, I don't know their story, what's really going on in their life, but I think it's interesting how, the whole dynamic, I find it fascinating. And then he got married, and now he's left everything, and he doesn't have anything to fall back on. And so really, what do you become if you overly emotionally invest? You become a puppet, and you become someone that can be controlled. And the ideal situation for yourself is to be a whole person in and of yourself, and not be swayed to and fro by your significant other. If you're giving up that much, you're giving up too much, and that means that somewhere there's a part of you that doesn't realize how amazing you are and how worthy you are of staying in your center and staying balanced and keeping your interests diversified and keeping your friendships healthy and keeping things balanced. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Even though we're going through the storm together, we're going to make it through this situation, and we're going to come out stronger, because here we are working on stuff we would have never been working on probably if it weren't for now. And this is going to help people for years to come. Thank you guys for your comments. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Don't forget selfloveyouonline@gmail.com to make sure you get a spot on the call Friday, 12 o'clock. Okay, I'm Jenna Ryan. Talk to you soon. Bye.